Like this, in wonder shall never end. Yes, so no be smart you. Ohaneze Igbo, they say that no Igbo man, even Peter Obi, will contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in your stand. So I want to make my listen to Rufa as a regard concerning this topic in your stand. Why it come be like say Igbo people would only support themselves, which is very bad. Well, we cannot do too much. You also watch the video. Please also share your thoughts under the comment section. And also follow me for more updates on One of Sugar Boy.
Let me first start with Ohaneze and Igbo. Please, any Igbo man that wants to run for presidency, go ahead and run. Do not listen to Ohaneze and Igbo. It is clear, it is certain that socio-political groups are fast losing their relevance. We had our own tiff between factions of Afenifere on who to endorse in the last elections. Till today, that tiff is still on, although some of them say they are trying to reconcile. Socio-political groups cannot hold the ace of anybody's ambition. The analogy that the surest path to presidency will be waiting till 2035 is their own agenda. And you have seen clearly, they put somebody, mentioned a name in their own agenda, which is Umahi. So that's the Ohaneze and Igbo's Umahi's agenda. It's different from the free rights you have as enshrined in the Constitution. No socio-political group can tell you your faith. That's just it. But I'm not surprised. A women's wing of Ohaneze, I think, tilted towards Atiku in the last election. Professor George Obi, also when he was alive then, tilted towards Obi. So the truth is, no socio-political group, they are just like another pressure group. And what pressure groups do is, they come out of their pressure cooker and talk. It doesn't mean it's a generality. I just have to set that straight. Secondly, about Atiku Abubakar, yes, he has a right to run. Everybody will compete effectively in the field, and we'll see who will emerge. Because there have been indications that he will not run, he should not run. I'm not going to stop anybody's right to run. But I'm also going to say some things this morning. Number one, we have to say it the way it is. If you have candidates in this coalition that can't come together because of their ambition, definitely it will fracture the coalition in such a way that it will make it an easier ticket for President Tinubu. So while all of them are jostling to have capacity, in the emergence of a particular candidate, it is in their best interest that they work together. If they don't work together, they make it easier. And that's just it. It shows from history, it's better to have a coalition of forces to fight against an incumbent. It's not today we've been doing it. In 1999, we did the same. Olufalayan March in Kafi, NPP, and what's it called, the Alliance for Democracy had to come together to fight the might of Olusegun Obasanjo. The APC also reprised that with the coalition of APGA and other political parties, and even some people out of the PDP coming together to be able to fight incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan, then in 2015. It's better off that way because you have a better footing and you have a coalition of forces to pretty much do that. But in the case where there's an emergence of a candidate from the coalition and there's a division, it makes it easier for President Tinubu. And trust me, President Tinubu will not sit down and allow you come together. He doesn't even want it in the first place because he's a politician and he also wants to win. That's just my beat about that. The other point this morning will be that of the NBA conference. And it's apt. In fact, kudos to the NBA because the NBA conference holding in Enugu is an act of defiance in itself. We all know the story. They left Rivers, that was supposed to be the initial host, because of the state of emergency declared, which they have strong objections to. But the sad reality is that till date, that case has not been heard by the Supreme Court. Are we waiting till the end of the expiration of state of emergency before we now hear the case and say it's been overtaken by events? Because you see, if we don't hear the case, when we ask the questions of what happened to democracy in Nigeria, we will mention the courts. And I want those conversations about the state of emergency to also be brought up at this NBA conference. And why is the Supreme Court finding it difficult to be able to hear cases, especially when they are time-bound like that? When you see in this same Rivers case, there were other judgments that were speedily dispensed by the court, especially the local government issue, if you remember. Yeah. And as of today, the bone of contention by a lot of people leading up to this local government election on the 30th of August is the same 90 days clause at which those associated to Wike went to court last year. That's what some people are also proving now, but they are saying because there's a state of emergency and there's a suspension of the laws of the land in the state that they can go ahead and do the election. So you can see what one man complained about last year, today is no longer a problem for him. And when we point out this hypocrisy, people say, oh, why do you point out? But see, we have to point out hypocrisy. Because you know why? Hypocrisy is the homage that vice pays to virtue. Let's not forget that. Hypocrisy is the homage that vice pays to virtue. People that have vices also want to act like they are virtuous. And that's where they go the line of hypocrisy. I didn't say those words. Francois de la Rochefoucauld said those words many, many years ago. Kudos to Malema on what he said.
All right, Dr. Bati.
Okay, let me start with Julius Malema, NBA conference, stand tall, stand out, stand tall. Now holding in Enugu after all that drama with the Rivers State government, over 300 million naira. Now the NBA conference started over the weekend in Enugu, the coast city, the historic city. First, congratulations to the Enugu State government and the governor, Dr. Pitamba, for hosting the Nigerian Bar Association and for promising them that it will be a memorable experience. And I've seen evidence of that. If I don't have any further evidence, at least I can point to what's this man from Kogi's name?
The governor?
No.
Oh, Dino Melaye.
Dino Melaye, dancing with Afamos Igwe, SAN, at an evening event and trying to compete. In other words, I say the guys are having a lot of fun. And then the attendance has been very high quality. So congratulations also to the NBA to have moved very quickly away from the 300 million thing around their neck to go from Port Harcourt to go to Enugu. And Afamos Igwe, hosting this leading this very important event. As to the themes, the issues that will be talked about, they are very modern things about AI, about inclusivity, about the future of the farm. What would the Nigerian law firm look like, in the immediate future? But the main issue that we're talking about is first the presence of Julius Malema. Julius Malema, an important political figure, leader of the economic freedom fighters in South African Parliament, was the keynote speaker at the event. And I think that some of the points that he made, aside the whatever drama others may attach to it, are very important. His point about, borrowing, that